Hello, I would like to present to you my career passport. Throughout this presentation, I will compare and discuss my employability tool results from the beginning of the semester until now, reflecting my time not only in the Enhance Your Business Mind unit, but on my overall experience at Curtin University. Then I will introduce you to my career plan, and finally, I will finish off with a message to my future self. Before we begin, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Alicia, and I'm in my final semester of a Bachelor of Commerce, majoring in Marketing and Management. The purpose of this presentation is to take time to reflect on myself, my experience, my career goals, and how much I've grown and improved. Over the course of this semester, I've seen slight increases in areas such as ethical, emotional, digital, and career literacy. This suggests steady incremental growth, likely influenced by my ongoing engagement with course materials, group work, and a growing awareness that I'm approaching the end of my degree. This has prompted me to reflect more seriously on my future, particularly in terms of career literacy, where I've gained greater clarity about what I want to achieve professionally and how to begin moving towards those goals. In contrast, there's been little to no change in core, rhetorical, and learning literacy. I believe this is largely due to the strong foundation I'd already built in these areas prior to the semester, leaving less room for noticeable growth. However, this lack of change also highlights an opportunity for future development, particularly in refining how I learn, think critically, and communicate persuasively in diverse contexts. Overall, my employability profile shows a clear upward trajectory in applied practical literacies, especially those linked to real world readiness and emotional intelligence. These are essential as I prepare to transition from study to work, as I feel increasingly confident in these areas. Looking more specifically at my perceived capabilities, there have been strong improvements in career identity, career mobility, and goal directed behaviour. This growth reflects a meaningful shift in my sense of purpose, motivation, and awareness of where I fit in within the professional world. Throughout the semester, I've gained a much clearer picture of what I want to do, and I've started to build a concrete plan to achieve those goals. This increased direction and focus is one of the most encouraging outcomes of my development this semester. There has also been a noticeable improvement in problem solving and decision making. These skills were a key component of the EYBM unit and were further reinforced through academic challenges and real life experiences outside of the classroom. I believe this unit, in particular, helped sharpen my ability to analyze complex situations and make informed, confident decisions. On the other hand, leadership orientation, teamwork competencies, and communication skills have remained stable. I entered the semester already feeling confident in these areas, and this consistency in the results suggests that I started from a relatively strong position. However, I recognize that there is always room for growth. Moving forward, I aim to further develop these skills by taking on more leadership roles, engaging in more complex team dynamics, and refining my communication to suit different professional environments. If I'm being honest, I didn't have high expectations for this unit at the beginning. I didn't fully grasp what it entailed and assumed it would be an easy pass. While the unit did turn out to be relatively manageable, I quickly came to appreciate the true value of it. Throughout the semester, I developed a simple yet insightful understanding of my current employability level and soft skills, including teamwork, negotiation, problem solving, leadership, delegation, and reflection. There were moments where my self perception in these areas were confirmed, but also times where I realized there were gaps that I hadn't noticed before. One key example was during the negotiation seminar. I discovered that negotiation isn't a strong suit for me, mainly because I tend to be a people pleaser. I found it difficult to assert my team's terms during the activity, which highlighted a lack of confidence in that area. Now that I'm aware of this weakness, I can start taking steps to build my negotiation skills and assertiveness. I'm also grateful for being introduced to the Gaddy pitch. Surprisingly, I'd never come across it before, but it's a persuasive communication method that I can see myself using in my future career. I've realized that I often struggle with articulating my thoughts clearly and speaking confidently in front of others. So, applying the Gaddy pitch and other techniques I learned in this unit will be incredibly useful moving forward. Although I worked well with my teammates, I didn't form any close friendships. I expected this, as I find it challenging to build lasting connections while studying online. Had the unit been delivered on campus, my experience may have been different. Overall, I genuinely enjoyed this unit. It exceeded my initial expectations, and I felt that my tutors were supportive and helpful. It offered more value than I anticipated and gave me practical tools and insights that I'll carry with me into my professional career. Ultimately, I enjoyed my time at uni. As most other students would say, I had many ups and downs. Interestingly, I actually began my journey in a completely different degree, biomed. I chose it because I had enjoyed human bio in high school, but I quickly realized that while I found the content interesting, it wasn't something I wanted to pursue as a long term career. I disliked the lab work as it often felt isolating, and I began to reflect more deeply on what truly motivated me. Although I wasn't entirely sure what I wanted to do at that point, I knew I wanted a career that would allow my creativity and innovative thinking to thrive. I also realized how much I enjoyed working with people and being a part of a team. That's when I decided to switch to commerce with a focus on marketing. Later, I added a management major because I believed it would support me in future leadership roles. At the time, I was already a part of the leadership team at work and really enjoyed the experience, so management felt like a natural complement to marketing. Since choosing these majors, I haven't looked back. As shown in the pie chart, I spent majority of my time studying. I made the decision to work full time while also studying full time, which made it difficult to engage in many extracurricular activities. However, in my second year, I joined the Curtin Business and Commerce Association, a club under the Curtin Guild, where I took on the role of the events team lead. Balancing this with uni and work was definitely a challenge, but I'm really grateful for the experience. While event planning isn't directly related to my field of study, I found that I loved it and it's something I plan to incorporate into my career in the future. Admittedly, I found it difficult to make friends during my time at university. Many students seemed quite closed off, and it was hard to form connections outside of group assignments or class tasks. However, in my time in CBCA, gave me the chance to meet like-minded people and form genuine friendships. All in all, I believe I had a really rewarding university experience. I studied hard, maintained good grades, got involved in extracurriculars where I could, and most importantly, discovered what I wanted to pursue in my career. As reflected in my employability tool comparison, my career identity has become much clearer. I now have a defined vision of my ideal career trajectory and a better understanding of the steps I need to take to achieve my goals. Ultimately, I aspire to work in event marketing. This ambition aligns with both my academic background in marketing and my long-standing personal interest in events, ranging from festivals to weddings. My ultimate goal is to own a marketing agency that specializes in event marketing. In addition to this, I'm eager to develop my skills in photography, videography, and content creation, as these creative areas are not only personal interests, but also valuable assets that I want to integrate into my career. I believe I've already laid a strong foundation for my future. Throughout university, I participated in various extracurricular activities that enhanced my skills and understanding of both events and marketing. I've also started building a professional network, actively developing my skill set, and researching the industry landscape. After graduation, I plan to take a short break to travel. I believe this time will allow me to recharge and gain new perspectives before entering the workforce. Upon returning, I aim to rejoin my current workplace in a marketing support role. Given the competitiveness of the marketing industry, I intend to leverage my network to access new opportunities plan to secure an internship to strengthen my practical experience. Ideally, I'd like to intern at a fast paced marketing agency, which aligns with my preferred learning style and career goals. Simultaneously, I plan to freelance, particularly within the events industry, taking on photography or marketing projects for local bands, weddings, and other events. This will provide hands on experience and help me build a strong portfolio. Eventually, I aim to secure an entry level role in an event marketing and continue to grow from there. A message that I would like to leave for my future self is: if there is one thing I want you to remember, it's this: say yes more often, take more risks, be bold. Looking back, I realized there were opportunities during university that could have taken me further along my career path, but I let fear and self doubt hold me back. I didn't feel confident in my skills or knowledge at the time, and I let that stop me. So please, don't make the same mistake again. Say yes, even if you're scared, especially if you're scared. Also, I want to remind you of something really important. You're doing amazing. I know how often you question yourself, whether you're good enough, whether your work is up to standard, whether you're even on the right path. You tend to be your own worst critic, but I hope you learn to be kinder to yourself. You've come so far and you should be proud of the growth you've already made, both personally and professionally. And one last thing: stop comparing yourself to others. Everyone's journey looks different, and that's okay. You're not behind, you're not failing, you're just on your own path. Focus on your goals, your values, and what makes you happy. Stay true to yourself and trust that everything will fall into place in its own time. With love and encouragement, your past self. Thank you for listening to my presentation.